So I saw some stuff in my last video these times, okay? Has to do with the M to N conversion and all this, but I'm gonna just try to wing it here. Yeah. So let's just say perhaps that where I want to do my M has changed. Because what do you have? You have this stem and you have this stem. There's your M. Your M is the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 cells required in the Q code to make the 13th letter of our alphabet, M. 13 and 17 is 30, perfection. 13, 13. And 7th letter, 1 of 7 of 13. Now, the 4x4 grid here is important because 4 times 4 is there's 16 cells. The 16 as a 1 is a 17 for your capital Q, lowercase q, whatever you see here. However, these two aren't used. But the two that aren't used here, your 1 and your 2, are making a V. They're making a V right there. Okay? Now, if this is a 7, 7th letter of the G, and that's a 5, isn't that 0, 5, 7? Where's your X? Well, this is your X. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. You know why that stops there? Because this is a 1. Because this is an A. That's an A, guy. You know, even if you want to extend it to the 3 and to the 0 to make a capital A, you can do that all you want for capital A, R. M. A. G. I don't know. E. D. D. Oh, the 14th letter. 6 and 9 is a 15, or a circled 14. And your N would be the completion of the 1 by 9, the completion of the diagonal 1 by 9, and the completion of the 1 by 9. It's a circled M, guy. It's an N. The matrix. That's why you always solve for N. Okay, you got a 1, you got a sideways, 60, 9, circled. You have a 1, sideways, god damn it, 69, and you have a 5,000. So what are we going to call these? First and 15s? If that's 15 and it's circled, let's call that a 115. Let's call that a 115. Because all these are our seeds. The 11th thing created were plants, or Nibiru. And it's all based on your 121 code, or your 1 cell out of the 9 others, or the 1 of 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 in the 1. Your 1, 8 in a 1. Okay? Your 1, 8. I don't know, reverse that 1. 1, 2, 1. That's a 9. 9 is just unison between a 0 and a 1, so figure that out. Anyway, I'm just... And I see 5, 1, 1, 1, if 0 is a 1, is 5,000. That's interesting. You know those 4 corners of the earth, guy? Or is it... What wave do you want to repeat? One of these is either the first half or the whole thing. If you're talking about the Bible, you don't understand the story at all. You don't understand the beginning of the story, and you don't understand the ending of the story. I usually write that, and then that, and then that. So it's like the line on top of the V for 5,000. Because you're always meeting it here. that would be your dot. The one. That's how people usually write it, right? Armageddon. It's kind of interesting. Yeah, no, this is, I think, the only way to do it now. So there's a lot more work to be done, obviously, in trending all of this nonsense. But, you know what happens when you make this line appear? The 174 is going to fold into the D. 674. Or a circled 574, which are the amount of subscribers I have at this current moment synchronistically. As I described to you the alpha and the omega. Like a 5 and a 2. And that's a 5 and a 1 and a 1, or a 5 and a 2. See, I learned stuff from my videos. Anyways, I don't know if I described what I wanted to describe at this time. Oh yeah, so if this D over here are the rings, and this is Saturn, the planet within the rings, in this bubble, and this bubble is Jupiter, and that's the eye of Jupiter, but it kind of finishes at a 13, which kind of symbolizes the planet that goes in the rings, you know what I'm saying? So it means that Saturn is dependent on Jupiter to exist. Saturn is dependent on Jupiter to exist, because this would have been created probably before this. In a more simpler time of 1x2s, not 1x3s. A very more difficult 3,858 time. So, you know, I think the tetrahedron, at the end of the day, the flux capacitor, is teaching us that you're going from a tetrahedron to a square-based octahedron to create energy. You're unfolding a tetrahedron into a cube. You have a ping pong ball in a heaven, in a cell, in a box, because of the repeating wheels. So you have a box, in a box, in a box, in a box. Oh, look, 4. 14. 4 cells. 4 shells. 4 bubbles. Jupiter. Where's that 4? Well, in terms of M, that's where the 3 is. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. It's the seam. That's circled 3 in relation to 13. Read it this way. XVI is 16. It's talking about these 16 cells, where only 14 are used because this isn't being used by the G. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. 7, 6 circled, 14. The N matrix of energy. Energy likes to travel in wave form and particle form. Okay? Describing to you right now this mathematical matrix, as I have been doing for the last 3 years, is me describing to you the particle and wave duality of light. The duality. At the end of the day, pretty much, I'm teaching you the difference between this, this, to understand that. In a way. Cool. See, it's always good to do stuff again. And you see it a different way.